Hello, my friend. Let me ask you something. When you wake up in the morning, does your home feel calm? Does it feel like a place that gives you peace? Or does it sometimes feel a little too messy, a little too noisy, or even a little overwhelming? As we grow older, the idea of a clean home becomes less about impressing others and more about creating a space that feels good for our soul. A space where we can breathe, move comfortably, and feel in control. For many older adults, keeping a peaceful, tidy home is not about working harder or doing more. It is about doing a few small things every single day with love and intention. In this video, I am going to share 8 daily habits that many seniors with clean, welcoming homes practice regularly. These are gentle, realistic habits. They do not require energy you do not have or tools you do not own. What they do offer is something even more valuable: peace of mind and a sense of dignity in your space. So, get comfortable. Maybe pour yourself a warm cup of tea or coffee. We are going to walk through these habits together, and I promise, each one is simple, meaningful, and something you can start doing right away. Make sure to stay with me until the end, because the final habit is the one that changed my home the most. And before we begin, I would love to hear from you. What is one simple thing in your home that brings you comfort every day? Maybe it is a favorite chair by the window or the smell of a certain candle. Let me know in the comments. I always enjoy reading your thoughts. All right, let us begin. 1. They do a daily 10-minute declutter. One of the kindest things you can do for yourself each day is to give your home 10 quiet minutes of attention. That is all it takes. Just 10 minutes. Seniors who keep their homes peaceful and inviting do not wait until clutter takes over. They stay ahead of it with a simple routine I call the daily 10-minute declutter. It works like this. You choose one small area each day: a drawer, a side table, the kitchen counter, even the coffee table you always mean to clear. Set a timer if you want, but you do not need to rush. The goal is not perfection. It is progress. You look at each item, and you make a decision. Does it belong here? Do I need it? Can I put it away or let it go? That is all. Over time, this little practice becomes a form of self-respect. It reminds you that you are in charge of your home, not the clutter. And the beauty of it is, the more often you do it, the less there is to deal with. No more piles that feel overwhelming. No more forgotten things hiding in corners. Just a bit of space, a bit of order, and a sense of calm. For me, this habit began as a way to feel less anxious. I started with a single drawer. I cleared out a few pens, old receipts, and tangled cords I did not even remember owning. When I closed that drawer, it felt like I had made room to breathe. Since then, I do 10 minutes a day, almost without thinking. If you are not sure where to begin, just look around. Is there one spot that makes you sigh when you walk by it? Start there. Pick up the first item and ask, where does this belong? If you do that for 10 minutes, you will be amazed at the difference. Try it today. Set a gentle timer. Choose your spot. And when you are done, take a breath and smile. That little act of care is for you. And that's what this is all about. Caring for yourself by caring for your space. 2. They make their bed and their morning with intention. Making the bed might seem like a small task. In fact, some people wonder if it is even worth doing at all. But I am here to tell you, this habit can set the tone for your entire day. Seniors with peaceful homes almost always begin their mornings by making the bed, and not just because it looks nice. It is something deeper than that. When you make your bed each morning, you're sending a quiet message to yourself. The day has started, and I am ready for it. It takes just a few minutes, but it creates an instant sense of calm and accomplishment. And in a world where so much feels uncertain, that little sense of order can go a long way. For me, making the bed is part of a small ritual. I wake up, stretch, open the curtains, and then gently pull the sheets into place. I fluff the pillows and fold the blanket across the foot of the bed. Sometimes, I even spritz a little lavender mist on the pillows. It helps me sleep better at night, and it gives the room a soft, welcoming scent during the day. Later, when I walk back into the bedroom, it always feels better. Tidy, fresh. Like the space is saying, "Come on in. You have done well today." There is something truly comforting about that. And let me be clear, you do not need fancy linens or perfect hospital corners. This is not about impressing anyone. This is about making your space feel good for you. A made bed, even a simple one, is a visual reminder that you have already done something positive for yourself. If you have never been in the habit, just try it for 1 week. You might be surprised how much lighter the rest of your home feels when your bed is made. It is one small thing, but it is often the first gentle step toward a more peaceful day. 3. They keep the kitchen sink empty and clean. Let us move to the heart of the home, the kitchen, and more specifically, the kitchen sink. It might not seem like much, but this one spot can completely change how your home feels. Seniors who keep their homes calm and clean have one simple rule: the sink does not stay full. That means no dirty dishes left overnight, no pile of plates waiting until tomorrow. Because the truth is, a full sink is not just an eyesore. It affects your mood. It creates stress, makes cooking feel harder, and can even attract pests. But an empty, clean sink? That's a breath of fresh air. It makes the whole kitchen feel more manageable. Here is how many older adults I know handle it. After each meal, they rinse the dishes and either load them right into the dishwasher or wash them by hand. If something needs to soak, they place it in soapy water with the plan to come back shortly. Not hours later. Once the dishes are done, they give the sink a quick rinse and wipe down. Personally, I have a little evening ritual. After my last cup of tea, I wipe the sink with a sprinkle of baking soda or a splash of white vinegar. It takes less than a minute, but it removes odors and leaves the whole space smelling clean and light. I even take a moment to wipe the faucet. It shines like new. And let us be honest, there is something very satisfying about waking up the next morning to a spotless sink. It sets the tone for the day ahead. You feel like you are already a little ahead of the game. If this is something you struggle with, start small. Maybe just commit to keeping the sink empty before bed. Try it for 3 days in a row. You will start to notice the difference, not just in your kitchen, but in your mindset. A clean sink may not seem like much, but it is often the first sign that a home is loved and well cared for. And in that way, it becomes a small daily gift you give yourself. They let the fresh air in. There is something truly special about opening a window in the morning. That simple act, letting the fresh air in, can transform not just a room, but your whole mood. Seniors who keep their homes feeling clean, calm, and joyful often make this part of their daily routine. It is one of those habits that seems small, almost forgettable, until you try it for yourself. You see, over time, the air inside our homes can become stale. Without even realizing it, we trap in all kinds of smells: cooking, pets, cleaning products, even just the natural scent of being indoors for too long. And when the windows stay closed day after day, that heaviness starts to settle in. It affects how your home feels. It can even affect how you feel. But here is the good news. It only takes a few minutes to refresh everything. Open the windows. Let the outside world in. Even on cooler days, even in winter, just cracking a window for 5 to 10 minutes in the morning makes a difference. That small burst of outdoor air moves the energy around. It wakes up the house, and more importantly, it wakes you up too. For me, this habit started years ago when I realized my home felt stuffy, even though I was cleaning regularly. One morning, I opened the window while making breakfast, just for a few minutes, and I was amazed at how much lighter the house felt afterward. Now, it is part of my morning rhythm. Open the window in the kitchen, and maybe another one in the bedroom or living room, depending on the weather. If you live in a place where opening the windows is difficult, maybe it is too cold or you have allergies, there are still gentle ways to bring freshness into your space. You can place a bowl of baking soda in areas that tend to get musty, like a closet or guest room. Add a few drops of essential oil if you like. Lavender or citrus are both lovely. This will help absorb unwanted odors and leave a clean, soft scent in the air. Some seniors also keep a small fan near a window to pull fresh air in or push stale air out. It is an easy way to circulate the air without much effort. And if you enjoy scent, try simmering a small pot of water on the stove with orange peels and cinnamon. It fills the home with warmth and comfort. Clean homes do not just look good, they feel good. And part of that feeling comes from the air itself. So tomorrow morning, before you go about your day, pause for a moment. Open a window. Take a breath. Let the breeze remind you that every day is a chance to begin again. 5. They manage paper clutter before it becomes a pile. Paper clutter has a way of sneaking up on all of us. One envelope here, a few coupons there, a receipt you meant to file, a doctor's note you wanted to keep. Before you know it, your countertop is covered and you do not even know where to begin. But seniors who keep their homes feeling peaceful and in order do one simple thing. They deal with paper before it becomes a pile. It is not that they do not get mail or flyers or magazines. They do. But they have a habit, a system, and most importantly, a decision-making process that keeps things from getting out of hand. Here is how it works. When the mail comes in, it is sorted immediately. Junk mail goes straight into the recycling bin. Bills are placed in one designated spot, perhaps a tray on the kitchen counter or a folder in a drawer. Magazines and catalogs are either read and recycled or kept in a small basket until the weekend. But nothing just sits around for later. I have a little system that works wonders for me. I keep a tray by the door, just one. Any paper that enters the house goes there. And every evening, before I wind down, I spend 5 minutes sorting through it. If it is important, I file it right away. If it is something I no longer need, I toss it. If it needs action, like returning a form or paying a bill, I write it down on my calendar. This simple routine keeps everything manageable. Let me tell you why this matters. When we allow paper clutter to build up, it becomes more than just a visual mess. It creates mental clutter. It adds a layer of stress we may not even notice. That pile of paper becomes a silent to-do list that never seems to go away. And for many seniors, that stress can weigh heavily over time. By dealing with papers daily, you prevent that sense of being buried. You stay in control. And perhaps most importantly, you can always find what you need, whether it is an insurance card, a birthday invitation, or your next appointment reminder. And here is a tip that helped me. I use different colored folders for different things. One for medical papers, one for finances, one for home maintenance. This way, even when my memory is not perfect, I know exactly where to look. Try creating a small routine around paper. Maybe after breakfast or before bed. You do not need to go through everything at once. Just make it a habit to deal with the new papers coming in. That alone will make a huge difference. Your home and your mind deserve the relief of a clear surface and a calm heart. Let the paper go where it belongs and keep your space feeling light. 6. They focus on floors, but only the busy spots. When people imagine having a clean home, many of them picture spotless floors. No crumbs, no dust, no pet hair in sight. But here is something I have learned from seniors who maintain truly peaceful homes. You do not have to clean every floor, every day. You just need to pay attention to the busy spots, the high traffic areas that collect mess the fastest. This small shift in thinking can take a big load off your shoulders. You do not have to vacuum or sweep the whole house. Instead, you focus on the spots where you walk the most. That might be the kitchen floor, the hallway to the bathroom, the space near the front door, or the area around your favorite chair. These are the places where crumbs, dust, and daily life tend to gather. In my home, the kitchen floor is my priority. After I cook or eat, I do a quick sweep with a small broom. It takes less than 2 minutes, but it keeps things from piling up. I also keep a cordless vacuum near the front door, especially during the fall when leaves sneak in with every step. These small routines add up, and they make the whole house feel fresher, even if you did not touch the other rooms that day. If you have pets, this habit becomes even more helpful. A quick daily vacuum around where they sleep or eat can do wonders. And for those of us who may struggle with bending or lifting, here is a little gift from modern life. Robot vacuums. I know several seniors who use one every day. You can set it to run at the same time each afternoon, and it quietly takes care of the dust and crumbs while you go about your day. You do not have to deep clean to feel in control of your space. Focusing on just the busy areas each day keeps things from getting out of hand, and perhaps most importantly, it gives you back that feeling of lightness underfoot. You walk through your home and think, yes, this feels good. Here is a helpful idea. Choose 1 or 2 areas to focus on each day of the week. Monday might be the hallway, Tuesday the kitchen, Wednesday the bedroom floor. In just a few minutes, you will start to notice a real difference. Clean floors give your home a silent kind of comfort. You may not think much about them when they are tidy, but you always feel it when they are not. And that feeling? It matters more than we realize. 7. They wipe surfaces without waiting for a big mess. When you think of a clean home, what is the first thing that comes to mind? For many people, it is surfaces. Clean countertops, shiny tables, a tidy bathroom sink. And the truth is, even just one wiped down surface can make a room feel fresher, calmer, and more inviting. Seniors who keep their homes clean without stress understand this. They do not wait for a big mess to appear. Instead, they make a habit of wiping things down as they go, quickly, gently, and regularly. It is a small act, but it makes a big difference over time. Think about the surfaces you touch the most: your kitchen counter after you cook a meal, your dining table after breakfast, your bathroom sink after brushing your teeth. These areas naturally gather crumbs, spills, water spots, and fingerprints. Left alone for days, they can start to feel overwhelming. But when you give them a quick wipe daily, they stay fresh and manageable. In my own routine, I keep a few soft microfiber cloths in a basket under the kitchen sink. I also have a small spray bottle with a gentle cleaner made of vinegar and water. After I cook, I take just 1 minute to wipe down the counter. After brushing my teeth, I run a cloth over the sink to remove any splashes or toothpaste. These little tasks have become second nature, almost like brushing my own face or hands. You do not need harsh chemicals or a deep scrub. Most of the time, a warm, damp cloth will do just fine. The goal is not perfection, it is presence. You are simply maintaining the space you live in, the space that holds your life. And when you do it every day, it never becomes a chore. It just becomes part of the rhythm. I often say that wiping a surface is like pressing the reset button for that space. When the counter is clean, you're more likely to prepare a meal. When the table is clear, you might feel more open to reading a book or writing a letter. When the bathroom sink shines, it just feels better to be in there. Clean surfaces send a message, not just to others, but to you. They say, I care for this space. I care for myself. And if bending or reaching is difficult for you, there are ways to make it easier. Use long-handled tools. Keep wipes or cloths at waist level so you do not have to dig under cabinets. Focus only on the spots you use most. No need to scrub every corner. The beauty of this habit is in its simplicity. A clean surface calms the eye and the mind. It welcomes you in. It encourages you to stay a little longer, breathe a little deeper, and enjoy the space you've created. Try it today. Choose one surface and give it a gentle wipe. Then see how you feel. 8. They reset their living space before bed. There is something deeply comforting about closing out the day with a sense of order. Not perfection, not spotless rooms, just a soft, gentle feeling that things are where they belong, and the home is ready for rest. Seniors who consistently maintain a clean and peaceful home understand this. That is why many of them end their day with a quiet ritual, a 5-minute reset of their living space before bedtime. It is not complicated. It does not involve vacuuming or scrubbing or organizing drawers. It is simply about taking a few minutes to put the day to rest so that tomorrow begins with ease. Here is how it looks in my own home. After I've had my evening tea and turned off the television, I take a slow walk around the living room. I fold the blanket I used earlier. I fluff the pillows. I pick up the book or magazine I was reading and place it back on the shelf. I check to see if there are any cups or dishes that need to be brought to the sink. I straighten a chair. Maybe I dim the lights or light a calming candle for a few minutes while I brush my teeth. It might sound small, but this 5-minute ritual changes how I sleep and how I feel when I wake up. When I rise in the morning and walk into a space that feels tidy and calm, I feel like the day has already started off on the right foot. There is no visual clutter reminding me of what I didn't do the night before. Just quiet. Just peace. This reset practice is especially helpful for those of us who sometimes feel overwhelmed by bigger cleaning tasks. By tidying just a little each night, we prevent messes from building up. We avoid waking up to piles of things that pull at our attention. And we create a feeling of control, not over everything in life, but at least over our own little corner of the world. You can personalize this habit however you like. Maybe it is just one room. Maybe it is putting your keys in the right place, straightening a rug, or wiping the dining table. The key is that it signals the end of the day. It gives you closure, and it gives your home, your companion in daily life, a little love and attention before you rest. Some people even add music to this ritual, a favorite soft song while they do their reset. Others light a candle or use a calming essential oil to create a scent that helps them transition to rest. These small sensory signals help your body understand the day is done, and now it is time for rest. So tonight, before you head to bed, take just a few moments. Look around your space with gentle eyes. What would make tomorrow feel easier? What would bring a little more calm into your morning? Straighten that corner. Put away that item. Breathe deep. You are creating comfort, not just for your home, but for your spirit. Because at the end of the day, a clean home is not just about appearances. It is about how we feel inside the space we live in. And this quiet reset is one of the most loving ways to care for both. And there you have it, my friend. 8 simple, gentle habits that, when done with care and consistency, can turn any home into a place of peace, comfort, and pride. You may already be doing some of these things. Maybe others feel new, or even a little out of reach right now. That is perfectly okay. This is not about doing everything at once. It is about starting small, about choosing just one habit to try this week, and then letting it settle into your day like a quiet companion. Because at this stage in life, we are not rushing anymore. We are not proving anything to anyone. We are choosing what matters most. And for many of us, that includes living in a space that supports us, lifts our spirits, and reflects who we are. A clean home is not about perfection. It is about feeling at home in your own life. So let me ask you, which of these habits spoke to your heart today? Which one will you try? Maybe even tonight. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. You're not alone in this journey, and every time you share your story, you help someone else feel less alone too. If this video brought you a moment of peace or a helpful tip, I hope you will consider subscribing to Elders Insight. This is a space where we honor your wisdom, your experiences, and the beautiful season of life you are in. We talk about real things: home, health, joy, grief, memory, meaning, and we do it all with warmth, honesty, and respect. And before you go, be sure to check the description box for a link to my free newsletter. It is filled with thoughtful stories, gentle advice, and simple ways to make everyday life feel a little easier, a little lighter, and a little more your own. Until next time, take care of your home and let it take care of you. You deserve to live in a space that makes you feel calm, clear, and cared for every single day.